nation's favourite celebrities.
I like surprises.
Paired up with an expert,
I got excited then.
whoopsie, and a classic car.
Here we go.
Wowza!
Their mission? To scar Britain for antiques.
Am I on safari?
The aim? To make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no easy ride.
Oh dear.
Who will find a hidden gem? Who will take the biggest risk? Will anybody follow expert advice?
I hate it.
There will be worthy winners and valiant losers.
Double drat.
No.
Put your pedal to the metal.
Spend, spend, spend.
This is the Celebrity Antiques Road Trip. Drop dead gorgeous. Get ready, get set, and go, go, go!
That is the low throbbing power of a Morgan Plus 8.
Today's stars in a classic car are more accustomed to roaming the galaxy than the B-roads of the West Midlands. It's Robert Llewellyn and Craig Charles.
Listen to the thwop, thwop, thwop of the engine.
Oh, Vicar. What a lovely pair these two are. They rose to fame in sci-fi sitcom Red Dwarf, before enjoying successful careers as TV presenters on shows such as Scrap Heap Challenge and Robot Wars. Their talents know no bounds, as we're about to find out.
So I met you in 1988. 89. 88 I met you. Now 89 we did the Red Dwarf. First Red Dwarf I was in. I was the new boy.
Yeah, you're still the new boy. Still the new boy.
I am. I'm still the new boy.
Craig recently starred in Coronation Street and presents a funk and soul show on BBC Radio, while Robert hosts Fully Charged, a YouTube channel about electric cars.
What do you know about antiques then, Bob?
I mean, I think probably close to nothing.
I used to do a bit of collecting.
I think of you as having stuff. Yeah.
There's loads of sort of antique shops. But since you have the kids and all that,
Yeah, it's the kids that
they've broken most of they've broken most everything I own. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of having something valuable on a shelf when my son was skateboarding in the hall, where we specifically said no skateboarding, while he frisbeed. You know, it's like, no, that vase is not going to live long in that environment.
Our celebs are being paired up with tip-top antique experts. The delightful Izzy Balmer and the delectable Tim Medhurst.
Feeling very chuffed with myself, driving this Ferrari 308.
You look the part. You're wearing a leather jacket. You look cool.
Rocking the look.
I'm not sure it's very me.
I mean...
But it's a little car, isn't it? You'd think it would be larger. You think of a red Ferrari and you think maybe a bit of a beefy car. But this is quite small, isn't it? It's almost like our little red dwarf.
Oh, Tim. Oh. How long were you working on that one for?
Oh, several hours.
You can tell.
It's going to be a car-bantastic trip.
I just want my expert to help me beat you. That's all I want.
That's because what I was
Just
saying
help
is,
me beat Bobby.
I hope they know a lot about history because I'm fascinated by history. You know, that's
Just help me beat Bobby, even if it's by 50 pence.
So, this will be a revved-up, rip-roaring antiques auction adventure for those all-important bragging rights.
Hello, Tim. Nice to meet you.
Robert,
Tim.
hi.
Hello, lovely to meet you.
I'm Craig.
Hi, I'm Izzy.
Yes, yes, handshakes, greetings. Nice to meet yous all round.
So who's with who?
Well, I've always had a bit of a thing for Scrap Heap Challenge.
And I absolutely love Robot Wars. Massive fan.
Shall I take Robert?
Go for it.
Robert, get over here.
All right, okay.
We're with the Ferrari.
All right. Oh my God, we're with a Ferrari.
Yes.
Right, gentlemen. Keen to get antique shopping?
Yes, please.
Definitely.
We're going to the same shop.
It's a race to the finish line.
We're getting our roof down.
Come on, let's
We've
get the
got a
roof down.
Ferrari,
I'll go
we're
slowly.
fine.
Quick.
These ones here first.
Oh, these first. Okay.
So it's Team Craig and Tim who'll be road-tripping in a great British classic car versus Team Robert and Izzy in the Italian Stallion. Nice.
So how are you feeling, Robert?
Well, I'm quite anxious because I know Craig's very competitive,
Is he?
and sometimes I've said I'm not very competitive, and then there's a look you can get from a wife, which is one eyebrow goes up, meaning, oh really, you're not competitive.
I cannot wait to get antique shopping with you.
Oh, it's going to be
great
It's going to be fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to watch out for Robert Llewellyn, though. He pretends not to be competitive, but he's a dark horse.
Is he? Yeah.
He spent a career on the bottom rung of a very cutthroat industry.
How are your haggling skills?
I don't think they're any good.
Oh,
so I've got
dear.
too much guilt. I always feel guilty. I sort of feel sorry for the person I'm haggling with and offer them more than they're asking for.
What kind of stuff are you expert in?
Well, my main love and interest is old coins.
OK.
So I don't want to send you to sleep straight away.
All right. I'm glazing over, Tim. I'm glazing.
But I love general antiques. A bit of everything is my bag.
Their antique odyssey will begin in Warwickshire, cut through Birmingham and end at auction in Penkridge in Staffordshire. Their first destination is the suburban village of Binley Woods. Robert and Izzy have arrived. With each team having £400 to spend, they've got plenty to pick from in Green's Home and Garden.
It's quite cute.
We're not after cute. We're after honest-to-goodness auction house moneymakers.
You see, I love a good doll's house.
Yeah, it's pretty, but I doubt if there's any profit in it, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, I do like those.
This could be far from plain sailing.
So I'm a little concerned because I'm seeing lots of things that I think you will think are wonderful.
Right.
But they're not.
OK.
Arriving not quite hot on the heels, more tepid on the toes of their competitors, are Craig and Tim.
Look at Maron.
Boop, boop, de boop. What will grab their attention then? Will it be fine china, Georgian furniture, or fire-breathing mythical creatures?
Dragons are really popular.
We came in on one. We rode in on a dragon.
Dragons are popular.
I mean, I'm tempted to say just ignore everything he says because he's on
Yeah.
the other team.
I want the dragon now.
What about this meat cleaver, Tim?
You're not that bored of me already, are you?
Is that original?
It looks like a Victorian one. It's got a maker's name here in Sheffield. So it's made in Sheffield. It's got a lovely patina. That's what I love, is just the wear and tear, and you can see it's been used and used.
Just as a decorative piece in a nice old kitchen.
You can imagine that old Victorian butcher's shop and all the butchers in their aprons and holding that cleaver, working away.
Just love the handle of it.
Yeah, nicely made.
The cleaver has failed to make the cut.
Oh, look, Robert. We could create a band.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they could end up singing for their supper at this rate. I think they're going to end up going hungry, though, don't you?
This old football rattle.
What a noisy lot they are.
Tim, has this got any age?
That's a little silver bookmark. It's in the shape of a trowel, so you could just pop it into your book while you're reading. Are you a keen reader?
I am, yeah.
You are.
I have a Kindle now, though.
You don't want to jab that into an e-reader.
It doesn't look very old, though. That hallmark's quite modern.
Is it?
The Victorians started making these little trowel bookmarks, and they loved novelty. But this one's not terribly old, fairly modern. But it is silver. It's hallmarked silver. It's £18.
Would that make a profit?
In all honesty, not a big one.
Because we haven't bought anything in this shop yet.
We haven't, yeah. We need to find something.
Izzy, this is what I'm interested in.
What have you found?
Look at this. I went to old tools, vintage wing compass.
Yeah, like a compass that you stick
Yeah.
in and you stick your pencil in and you...
You draw that. So that's what it was. So it was to measure. It was a measuring device.
I mean, you're a bit of an amateur engineer at heart, aren't you?
Very
Like something
amateur.
Away,
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
with your hands, good with making things.
And that's really what appeals to me. And I do have a lot of old tools that I'm sure have no value, but I really love them. And even on my desk, which is full of computers and wires, there's some really old you know, pincers and pliers and things just because I like having them around. Can we actually have a look? Oh, they've got some weight to them. Oh, they're actually lovely. Look at that. There's his name on there. Is it? Yes. G. Plumpton.
George Plumpton Limited were a Warrington-based toolmaker who supplied the British Army during World War I. They were incorporated into Sheffield Steel Products in 1920, which means this compass is over 100 years old.
I mean, I'm not excited by them, but you are. You like them, and it's your journey and your road trip.
That compass could be money well spent.
I like them because you like them, and you seem really interested and really excited by them. So yeah. I mean, I can't take that puppy dog look off your face. I just can't do it and say no.
I found a compass that goes like that.
Yes,
so clever.
let's have them.
Let's have them. Brilliant. Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to purchase these, please.
Wonderful.
Robert has made the first purchase of the trip. The Wing Compass for £14.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, you see.
For Craig and Tim, nothing has hit the right note. So, they're leaving empty of hand,
Right, onwards and upwards.
but full of positivity. Robert and Izzy are travelling to the village of Gaydon in Warwickshire. They're heading to the British Motor Museum to learn how the West Midlands became a worldwide driving force in motor car manufacturing.
Oh, this is good. We might be able to learn a bit about some even older cars.
Like cars that are older than you.
Cars that are, some of them are even older than me. Thank you very much for that.
There are vintage vroom vrooms aplenty, from the era of the horseless carriage to turbocharged supercars. Robert and Izzy are meeting museum curator Stephen Lang.
What I want to know is where the motor industry, how it started, because it kind of started in this area, didn't it?
Yeah, we're really in the heart of it here in the West Midlands. In the 1800s, we were going through an industrial revolution, and Coventry was famous for ribbon weaving and sewing machines and also watchmaking. And then the guys that did that went on to invent the cycle.
Wow.
So by the late 1800s, the cycle industry was really booming, and by 1891, there were more than 4,000 people employed making this new form of transport.
It's a bike, isn't it? It's just a bike. It's amazing. So then, presumably, the car industry grew out of that.
Absolutely, the guys that were making cycles went on to build motor cars.
The West Midlands, just as it does now, had a wealth of engineering excellence. These titans of industry wanted to be at the forefront of change, and they could see automobiles were the future. Textile mills were transformed into motor mills. The invention that sparked this blaze of industry was this. Its patent called it the three-wheeled vehicle powered by gas engine.
So this is the thing that kicked off the motor industry. This is Carl Benz Motorwagen from 1886, and it's the world's first motor car.
Made in Germany, the Motorwagen cost 600 Imperial German marks. Buying a replica today made by Mercedes-Benz would cost around £50,000.
And you can see why places like Coventry were really interested, because all the components were already being made in the area. So put them all together, got a motor car.
You've got a motor car. Amazing.
So is this speedy? How fast would it go?
Well, for 1886, probably it would go about 10 miles an hour, which would feel really exhilarating if you were in control of it, I think.
Yeah.
The West Midlands can lay claim as home to the first all-British four-wheeled motor car, manufactured in 1895 by the Lanchester Motor Company. Their cars had a reputation for mechanical excellence and luxury, as they had low vibration and a sleek body shape. The magnificent boom in West Midlands car making came to a halt as the shadow of war crept across Europe.
How did the First World War change the motoring industry?
Well, by that time, it was really getting very strong. But the government said you can't make any cars for public to buy. You've got to make everything for the war effort. So make cars for us, make tanks, make aeroplanes. So the big companies like Daimler and Wolseley and Humber all turned their production over to making things for the war effort.
The engineering inventiveness of the region was to prove vital in winning the First World War.
In between the First and Second World Wars, Britain had really become a mass manufacturer, one of the world's leaders in the motor industry. And after the Second World War, people came back and said, I really want a motor car. So there was a big desire for it. The government said, we've got no money, make as much as you can and sell it all around the world. So
Right.
Britain was really second only to the US by the time you got into the 1950s.
Right.
And then by the 1970s, about 60% of the motor industry was built in this area, in the West Midlands. And actually, that's still the case today. So if you think of companies like Jaguar, Land Rover, Aston Martin, and even the faithful old black cab, or the new electric cab, they're all built in Coventry and the surrounding area.
It's amazing to see how it's developed over that period then, isn't it? And kept going.
Absolutely, it's a fascinating industry and it's very much part of where we are today.
We've teased and tantalised self-confessed pistonhead Robert long enough. Time to get him suited and booted so he can enjoy a ride behind the rudder of a veteran car.
Oh, super. Let's go out on the road.
I mean, you look ridiculous.
I thought you were going to say you look really fetching. I thought for a moment I might have made it now.
An 1899 Wolseley horseless carriage, to be precise.
They're so going to crash.
The Wolseley factory was less than 35 miles from the museum.
Hadn't invented roadworks in 1899.
We didn't have them hubs back in the old days. I think it's fantastic that you've kept it going and that it's still functioning. I mean, you know, because it could just be in a museum not running, but the fact that it still runs, beautiful.
We love it because it's just the whole birth of the motor car.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. I'm just going to give it a little honk. Don't know how much warning that would really give.
Craig and Tim's failure to make a purchase at their last stop is a state of affairs in need of remedying.
I was going to ask you, with the Red Dwarf and the sci-fi background, do you like collecting old toys?
Well, old toys are another thing, you know. The thing is, everyone's in on the market now, so it's so difficult to find a bargain these days, you know.
You want a mint-sealed Boba Fett figure, don't you,
Yeah,
or something?
that's it.
Did they do action figures of Red Dwarf figures?
Yeah, I've got dolls of me. I've got the one with the bobbing head as well. Lister's bobbing head.
We don't need no plastic figure. We've got the real thing right here. Tim is driving to the county town of Warwick, next to the banks of the River Avon. The medieval castle dominates the skyline, and just a short walk from the ancient fortress is the Warwick Antique Centre.
Look at that.
Well done.
Parks like a pro.
Oh, he's a bit chuffed with himself. Not so good at getting out, though, is he? Oh, dear.
I can't get out.
You certainly can't.
Can you give me a hand?
Give you a hand. Come
That's
on.
it. Oh, come on, that's tight, isn't it? Crikey.
That's his excuse.
The unrivaled elegance
thank you.
of a dried fish.
After you.
Thank you, dear boy.
Now, this shop is crammed, jammed and brimming with relics of a bygone age. And our pair still have £400 in their pocket.
Ooh, there's so much stuff in here, isn't there? What do you think of this? Look at that. That's impressive, isn't it?
It is. Is it silver?
Let's have a look. No, it's not. But it is by WMF. Now, WMF, you're going to have to bear with me.
OK, what does it stand for?
I think it's pronounced Württembergisch Metalware and Fabrique. That's it. Yeah. So WMF, they were a German factory, and they produced a lot of really nice early 20th century Art Nouveau arts and crafts metalwork. I just love this Art Nouveau decoration here. You've got leaves, grapes, and then down here, this lovely band.
This is incomplete, isn't it? Shouldn't it have
Yeah,
something inside?
it would have had a lovely coloured glass bowl, sort of maybe a pink or a blue. And if you imagine that sitting as a centrepiece with that coloured bowl inside it.
Oh, it's a nice bit of kit, actually.
It sings 1905, 1910.
Champion. No, that's good. It's 95 quid, though, and it's not complete.
Well, you know, if it had its liner and in perfect condition, I could see that making maybe 200 to 300 in an auction. Should we pop it back and carry on looking?
OK.
The chaps are still a little bit purchase shy, but that's a possibility, and it's flashy.
Look at these. We've got 1, 2, 3 little Vesta cases. Aren't they lovely? So back in the late Victorian, early 20th century periods, people wanted to keep their matches in something, so they'd use little containers, and they're called Vesta cases. If you look here, you can pop this lid open, pop your matches in there, and then on the back, you can strike the matches in between the horse's hoof.
Now, are these collectible? People go out there and collect these?
Yeah, they do. There are avid Vesta case collectors and novelty collectors as well. And also, all of these things relate to other things. This one here I particularly like, and it's got an Edwardian gentleman riding his bicycle, and on the other side, a lady. That's made of an early type of Bakelite.
So which one would you go for?
Well, price-wise, we've got £65 on the hoof, £70 on the bird, and 56 on the cycling interest. Now, personally, I would go with the horse's hoof. It's just quite charming, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
You like it? Are you going to buy it, though?
But maybe we can come back if we can't find anything else.
OK.
Oh, come on now, chaps.
And on the Vesta theme, and it's a combination cigarette and Vesta case. Here, look. So you've got your cigarettes in here, and then at the bottom you've got this little flap that opens for your matches, and then you can strike them on there. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just like, how popular is smoking-related perfume?
Well, smoking has become unpopular now, not so fashionable. However, it's collectible. It's silver and it's novelty. So I think actually it would do quite well in an auction.
It's very stylish as well,
Yeah,
isn't it?
£80. Do you know, if we can pick that up for £60, and I think in an auction, I think we could possibly get to the £100 mark on that.
Brilliant.
Some pretty things in this shop as well.
Yeah,
Lovely
certainly
quality.
Then buy some.
That's quite interesting, the camel with the blue glass.
Yeah, what draws you to that?
It's just kind of looks really interesting. What's it for? I'm curious.
Well, it would have been on your dining table. It would have your little condiments in it, salt and mustard, things like that. What I like about this is that it looks like these little liners are original. And imagine, that was probably made in around 1880 to 1900.
Wow.
And it stayed with those little liners most of its life. And I think that's quite nice.
So what kind of price is it?
65.
65.
So maybe we should get a little group of pieces together and see what sort of deal we can do on them.
At last, can a deal be done with owner Colin?
Which ones you want to purchase?
We want all four of them, really.
At a price. At a price.
I hope you got a big one then.
Okay, it has been said.
Yeah, Craig may have the gift of the gab, but does he have the hang of the haggle? Ticket price total, £305.
Can I get it all for 240? 240.
You are pushing your luck a bit there.
That's the best we can do,
you're
really,
pushing
isn't it?
your luck a bit there because, you know... Let's, how about 250 for cash?
250 cash. It's a deal.
Lovely.
Good idea.
Colin, you're a good man. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
They bought the bowl stand for 80, the cruet set for 50, the silver cigarette case for 70, and the horseshoe Vesta for 50. That £55 discount is a real pepper-upper.
Well, look at that. 4 items down. Would you like some condiment? I think we are going to roar ahead if I can get in the car. Oh, it's a snug fit, isn't it? Crikey. Oh.
That's today's shopping done for our intrepid antiqueurs.
Have you had a little play with this lever yet?
I know, it says lights. Oh!
I know!
The little eyes open.
Ah, but can he make them wink? That's a challenge for a new day. So, sleep tight. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. We're in the West Midlands, road tripping the light fantastic with Craig Charles and Robert Llewellyn.
Oh, all right.
So, how has everyone been getting along?
So what's Izzy like?
She is really good. So at the moment we've got a lot more shopping to do, but she says she's very good at haggling and she knows how to strike a bargain, which is...
Okay.
How did you get on with Robert yesterday then?
Oh, we had such a great time. Do you know what? He is just like a dad. How was your day?
Craig is just a lovely guy. We've gone so well and, you know, he's got a really good eye for antiques.
Well, what about Tim? He seemed like a lovely lad. I didn't get...
No, he's a nightmare. Tim's a nightmare, mate.
I met him for 10 minutes. He seemed like the nicest, kindest man I've ever met.
No,
but of course, when you see the underside of these chaps.
Yes, the dark underbelly of sin.
Ah, the banter. Let's get the gang all back together then.
Sounds good, let's go.
Go, guys. Good
Hi,
morning.
guys.
How are you? You all right?
Good, good.
Nice
How are
to
you?
see you.
And you?
Nice to see you. Morning. How are you?
Here we go again.
Hello.
A handshake frenzy.
How are you?
Very, very excited to go shopping.
Oh, good.
Going shopping today.
You have bought something, though, haven't
I
you?
bought something. I am excited about
Fits
this.
in the pocket.
I'm obviously the only person who is excited about it. Look at those. That is a beautiful... Look at that. Look at the action on it.
Isn't that from the toolkit in the Morgan?
No, I bought those. They were £14.
You could have got a new one for that. What about this?
Oh, stand lively.
Ta-da!
Oh, that is...
Oh, I do
Well, it's
like
big.
that.
It's bigger.
A bit of WMF.
I really like it.
Oh, thank you.
Craig also bought a horseshoe-shaped Vesta case, a silver cigarette holder, and a camel cruet set for a grand total of £250.
We're going to have to up our game.
We certainly are, aren't we?
If Robert wants to beat his bestie, he'll have to get buying.
Well, no, oh, that is not fair. Oh, steady, steady.
Would Crichton be in it to win it?
That's not, ma'am, it would be much too embarrassing to win. It is better that I just clean everything, keep it tidy, and make Mr. Lister's supper. So I've got to get,
Okay.
yeah, come on, we can do it. All that sort of stuff.
It's quite terrifying when you do that.
First stop of the day is the medieval market town of Stratford-upon-Avon. Apparently, this is the birthplace of some fella called William Shakespeare, whoever he is. Alas, what light through yonder antique shop window breaks? Who writes this stuff?
I think this might be our place.
This might be where we should have a look.
The Henley Street Antique Centre has 10 rooms packed with antiques.
I'm seeing things I really like that. There's some weighing scales here, and they're just completely inappropriate. You know, they interest me, but I don't think anybody else wants them.
Robert's just fabulous, and he seems to be really drawn to metal. But not my kind of metal. I like shiny metal. I like silver and gold and platinum. He likes pewter and brass and copper.
There's another pair of scales. I love scales. They're beautiful.
My only slight problem, possibly, with Robert, is that he likes the items that there's just no profit in.
Ooh, Art Nouveau. Oh, look at that. Ooh, is he? I found something that's Art Nouveau. Okay, just before you do the look, I know it's a bit battered. It is. It's pewter Art Nouveau. That's why, and I quite like the look of it.
Do you know what? You've picked up a good thing. So,
Right.
the label says it's made by Tudrick for Liberty, which, if we flip it over, I don't know if you can just about see there. It's stamped Tudrick.
Tudrick is a brand name for pewter made for Liberty & Co. of London in their department store between 1899 and the 1930s.
My only concern with this one is, I say concern, it's tired, it's battered.
Yeah.
It's Priced at what's it priced at?
£90. So and they've dropped it from 145.
No, I think we need to get a hefty amount off it. If I'm
Right.
honest with you. No. It's, no. Oh, you're making me feel terrible. I'm damping your enthusiasm. I do like it.
Right.
But
I found something you do like.
I would like it at half the price.
Okay.
I think those are positive noises.
Izzy, can you come and see the... I think this is a bit special. I think I found something. This is a clock that would have been on the control panel of a plane during World War II. So, and my father was a pilot, who flew Halifax bombers in World War II. I've got no idea if this was exactly the sort of clock, but there's definitely a connection there.
So you've got a bit of a personal connection.
There's a bit of a personal connection from my old dad, yeah.
Removed from the cockpit control panel of the iconic World War II RAF Spitfire. The clock has since been mounted in wood.
Would there be any other interest in that sort of stuff, do you think? Because it's clearly quite an old clock.
Can I have
a look, yeah.
Well, I mean, answer to your question, yes, if there's a big market for military
Right.
and military watches, I mean, how much is it?
It's £95.
£95. I don't think it's in the best of condition.
Right.
And you know me, I'm always up for a bargain.
Yeah.
But I think we could take a punt on this if
Okay.
we could get some money off it.
Yeah.
Can a deal be done with owner Andreas?
Because we have a terrible haggler here,
Yeah.
what can you do on it?
Well, again, usually it's the 10%. That would be 85. What if I take another £10 off, and that would be £75?
75, I think that's, you know...
Can we do 60?
If we have a deal, I would do 70, but that would really be the last word.
I'm happy with that.
Are you happy
I mean,
with
I
that?
think
I'm
you're being,
so glad you're
thank
happy
you
with
so
that.
much. I think you're being brilliant.
You're being very,
offering
very
the money
generous.
off. So,
Yeah.
yes. Are we going to shake?
I want to shake on it.
All right.
£70
Thanks,
it is,
Robert.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Thank
shake
you,
on it.
Izzy.
Thank you.
After that masterclass in haggling from Izzy, can Robert do a deal on the pewter vase? Priced at £90. Stand by.
We have already bought one, so if we buy two things at, say, £70, that's like 140 quid. I mean, that's a lot, you know,
Oh,
just thinking.
you're a hard haggler. You're saying 70.
Yeah.
Let's shake hands on that.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Robert.
Fine.
Thank you, Izzy.
both.
He's a quick learner. Oh, Robert's bought the clock and the Tudor vase for £70 each. What's the chat with our likely lads?
Craig, I've got a question for you, okay?
It's not a geography question, is it? I'm not good at geography.
No, neither am I. What do you know about canal boats?
Not much, really. I've always wanted to go on one of those canal boat holidays, you know. It looks like such a peaceful way to travel, doesn't it? It's like so otherworldly.
Well, I've got a little surprise for you.
OK, then. I like surprises.
Don't we all? Tim is taking Craig to Hatton in Warwickshire to see a wonder of the industrial age. Hatton Locks. A flight of 21 locks that rises 150 feet over 2 miles. Wow! It's part of the Grand Union Canal, which runs from Birmingham to London. That is something else.
Fernweh. That's a German word, that, you know. It means a longing or a lust to travel and find undiscovered places.
Oh, I like that.
Just stick with me, kid. Stick with me. Lovely boat, though, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful. Ah, hello.
Hello, hello.
you Kate?
Yes, welcome to the Fernweh. Come on board.
Tim and Craig are meeting Kate Langley from the Canal and River Trust, a charity working to restore the waterway to its full glory.
Welcome on board.
Try not to fall in.
In the late 18th century, roads were just emerging from medieval mud and dirt tracks. And the West Midlands was to become the epicentre of a vast canal network which played a vital role in the new age of industry.
During the Industrial Revolution, the canal network was so important for moving about goods and trade. Canals, back in the day, they would have been alive with the sights, the sounds and the stench of industry. It would have been totally different to how it is today.
The sight, sounds and stench of industry. Reminds me of you, young Tim.
The canals were transport arteries at the heart of a manufacturing boom. Carrying the coal needed to power iron foundries, steam engines and heat homes. While the barges also ferried goods for sale to our cities and docks for export. Transforming Victorian Britain into a global economic powerhouse.
Oh, come on, Kate. I'm quite excited. Take us through a lock.
Yep.
OK, fair enough.
All we need is a little bit of nice, tranquil music.
Building canals and locks like this one was a huge undertaking of engineering ingenuity. The locks were needed to float the barges up hills.
Kate, you mentioned a massive network of canals, and it must have been a huge feat back then to actually make them in the first place.
Yeah, and they were kind of built in stages. So originally it was landowners, industrialists that were wanting to build these canals, and there was a time period known as Canal Mania from 1791 to 1794, where 37 acts were passed in Parliament allowing for 37 canals to be built.
The network was built by pioneering builders like James Brindley. Born into a farming family with little formal education, he rose to become a leading engineer of his age. It was his ambition to connect the four great rivers of England, the Mersey, Trent, Severn and Thames. During his life, he built over 350 miles of canal.
Right, I'm going to get off and let you guys through.
Oh, that's the lad. Whoa, careful.
Head first.
Nice chap that he is, Tim has been volunteered by Craig to help lockkeeper Martin Bromwich.
Heave-ho!
In the 20th century, the canal system was no longer the swiftest route to carry coal to the factories and goods to be sold, and the network fell into disrepair.
So what led to the real decline in canal use industrially?
The onset of the railways, that proved major competition, and of course road transport, they were providing faster and cheaper alternatives. It just gradually died off, and then over time conservation groups got together and restructured parts of canals and reopened them up, and it just became more and more leisure pastime.
It's not filling up very quickly.
Come on, let's have a go at it. I'll show you how to. You haven't opened the paddle yet, so...
Oh, it hasn't even...
No, that's why it's not filling up.
Right,
no.
that's why it's not filling up.
The once industrial waterways can now offer calm and tranquility.
So this lets the water in,
Yep.
and then you pull the gates shut.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Rather than toil and graft.
Oh, yep.
Manual labour.
Looks like hard work, mate.
Oh, it is.
Well, there's still some toil and graft.
I've worked out a solution.
What's that, Craig?
Jet skis and ramps.
Sounds good to me. Sounds less work. I'm opening up fully, Craig. There we are.
Wow.
Oh, thought I was going to fall in there. Right, we're open. Captain Craig, let's cast off.
You're going to have to ask permission to come.
Oh, sorry, may I come aboard your vessel?
Permission granted.
Thank you. Hello, Kate.
Hello.
Today, over 2,000 miles of restored canals offer a gateway into a bygone era. The renaissance of the canal system casts a light on this wonder of our industrial heritage. Robert's still loving that light switch.
We've still got quite a wad of money left.
Yeah.
Though. 246,
I think we got,
yes. So we probably want to buy a couple more items.
I mean, I'd like to buy something that was like more than 100 quid, so it was like a bit pricey.
Okay.
But then I know I'm going to see something that's like 145 quid and you go, yeah, no.
Robert and Izzy are making their way to the lovely little town of Henley in Arden.
It's rather rustic.
Very nice and rustic. A little farmyard. Lovely.
Antique enthusiasts would bite your hand off to get to own some of these items. Careful though, some of them might bite back.
Oh, what's that?
This is pretty though.
Georgian hand-painted watercolour, circa 1815 to 1820. illustrated love token given by John Spencer Wright to Mary Nielsen.
This is an incredibly rare find. A 200-year-old love letter written by a young gentleman to the love of his life, his betrothed, as they're about to be joined in marriage.
It is amazing.
It's fabulous.
Nowadays, all young lovers do is to send eggplant and donut emojis.
Looks like, is he holding a pineapple? I don't think so.
Is it a bag of money or a
Could be a
thistle?
bag of money.
It's a bag of money. He's sort of saying, I can provide
I
for
can
you.
provide for you. And there's Adam and Eve this side and a big lion in the middle.
This is what, 200 years old, and this has
Yeah.
survived. And yes, it's damaged and it's got sellotape stuck on there, but the fact that someone has kept and treasured this,
Yeah.
and it was given when he married this girl,
In 1820.
Mary Nielsen.
Yeah.
What a wonderful thing. It's very romantic, isn't it?
Very romantic. It's romantic.
Are you a romantic man?
I am.
The love letter has captured Robert's heart. Meanwhile, in the Morgan, these two newfound friends are getting to know each other a bit better.
You've had such an amazing, varied career. How long have you been doing radio?
The Six Music show, I've been doing it for 17 years on Six Music, and you know what? Playing music and talking nonsense isn't. I don't find it work. You know, I don't call it work.
It's good fun.
Yeah, Craig Charles, the man, the myth, the legend, the not so tall, not so dark, not so handsome man, the scally in your alley, the scouse in your house, the prat in your flat, the clown in your two up, two down, the funky man in your caravan, the lousy get in your masonette. It just goes on.
Yeah, hi, I'm Tim. I like coins.
I like coins.
They are heading to Balsall Common, on the outskirts of Coventry, where the aptly named Antiques in a Barn has been run by 3 generations of the same family.
Now that looks like a proper antique shop.
This does, doesn't it? It looks like a proper shop. Look at the dog in the
Oh,
window.
how much
Is that doggy in the window?
Woof, woof. OK, please yourself.
After you, sir.
Thank you, young Timothy.
Good afternoon and welcome to Old Lodge Farm. Very good to see you.
Hello there.
How do you
Tim,
do?
nice to meet you.
My name's Malcolm.
Can we have a look around?
Have a browse.
Lovely, thank you very much.
What that? That's a hunting horn, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a little silver-plated one. Yeah, it's got some age to it. You can see where it's worn through here on the mouthpiece. It's been used quite a bit. Isn't that...
Tally-ho. Charge.
Let's pop it back for the moment. We've only just got here, Craig.
All right.
We need to...
OK, Tim,
just
calm
need to be
down, calm
careful.
down. All right. Hi, Malcolm. Love the shop. You've got so much stuff, haven't you?
It's beautiful, isn't it? Full of good stuff.
What I was wondering, though, is because, like, we're in competition with a guy called Robert Llewellyn. Not a very nice fella.
Oh, you've got to beat him then.
Yeah, I've got to beat him, yeah. Have you got anything in the shop, or that's not in the shop, that you could do as, like, you know...
Something fresh in.
I do have something in the car.
Ah,
OK.
Do you want to lead the way? We can have a look at it.
Yes, certainly.
Yes, please. Come on. Hey.
What secret delight does he have?
What's this?
Oh, wow. What's it?
A cooler, a bird cooler of some kind. That's wonderful, isn't it? Isn't that cute?
That's really cute.
I love the little leather bellows.
Yeah.
And it looks like some kind of fruit wood or boxwood.
I've never had one before. I would think it's probably just pre-1900.
Yeah,
sure.
I thought second half of the 19th
Yeah.
century, so 1870, something like that.
It is cool.
What sort of price are you wanting for it? Is it going cheap? Sorry, I couldn't help it.
No, I liked it.
To give you a fighting chance, £20.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're a gent.
Cheers.
Great.
I would have whacked on another tenner for the bad joke. But Craig and Tim have bought a bird whistle for £20. Back in Henley and Arden, Robert and Izzy are still after that big ticket item.
Oh, I like that is... Oh, that is real. That is a proper, actual pub sign. That's really... It's amazing. You can see it's been repainted, because you can see the old lettering. I love this sort of thing. This is a classic man cave item, a for real Black Swan.
I meet you down the Black Swan. Ha ha ha.
How long's it been there? Oh, hundreds of years.
I'm sure I once had a gin and tonic in there.
Izzy, come and look at this. You don't have to get close. It's huge.
Wow.
The Black Swan.
I like
outside.
that.
That is hung outside a pub. You can imagine someone walking through the snow to go and have a pint by the fire, and he sees that sign swinging in the night wind.
With a bit of a creak.
With a bit of creak, and he goes in and they went, "Are you local?" And he goes, "Yeah, I lived here all my life." "Oh, we didn't recognise you."
I mean, it's very, very cool, isn't it?
It is great.
Can owner Phil illuminate its provenance?
We love your sign.
It's recently come into the shop. We're a stone's throw from Henley and Arden High Street. Black Swan's been there a long, long time. I'd guess 150, 200 years. I genuinely don't know, but it's a long time. The front is peeling, but you can see it's had several repaints.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that you love it.
I really love this. It's just easy. It's just a great big thing.
I think we've decided we would like it.
OK.
However, we did spot something else, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah. The Georgian love note.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Fantastic.
So if we buy both those, what I'm hoping, though, in this case, is we can do a bulk discount. So we're buying 2 items.
The love notes are just one of my favourite items in the shop. They're fantastic. It's priced at 60 quid, I think. Best I could do would be 35.
And what about this big black beauty?
We'd pay you happily £100 in cash money for it.
It's got 170 on a ticket. I want you to do well with it, and it's a great thing. I could do 140 on it.
I think that's
No, this is where you now go halfway and you go 120.
Oh, I see. OK.
You meet halfway.
OK.
To 120.
120?
And then he goes halfway and he says 130.
Yeah. 130. I will do 130.
Would you?
Yeah, I will do.
I think we can do that.
Can we do that?
We can do that.
shake on that. Brilliant.
Thank you very, very much.
Go. There you go, Phil.
Robert and Izzy have purchased the pub sign for £130 and the love note for £35. And with that, the antique shopping spree is complete.
So is this a one-hit wonder, a one-time only, or do you think you might venture into the world of antiques again in the future?
I don't think I'm ever going to become an obsessive antique buyer, but I've got a feeling now that if I'm in a little town and there's an antique shop, I'm more likely to go in it and have a little poke around and see what they've got. Yeah, whereas in the past I probably wouldn't have done that. So it's definitely, I've got the bug, I've got a mild antiques infection.
If he turns a profit on his buys, it could be a full-on antique fever. Nighty-night. Hold on to your hats. It's auction day. We're in the market town of Penkridge in Staffordshire. This antique showdown is taking place at Cuttlestone's Auctioneers and Valuers, where Izzy and Tim have arrived in commendably punctual fashion.
Where are they? They're having a 3-course breakfast.
I wish they'd hurry up.
Oh, here they are now,
We've
look.
just had toast.
Hello. They look a bit damp, even inside that car.
Oh.
Handbrake on, dear boy.
Morning, gents.
Yes, yes, handshakes, salutations and howdy-doos all round.
It's raining, Tim.
Let's get inside. It's too wet.
It's time to get down to business. Robert and Izzy spent £319 on 5 lots. Do Tim and Craig have antique envy?
Look at this little clock that they bought. I think that's fantastic, isn't it, that little timepiece?
What's the history of that?
Well, it's an aeroplane timepiece.
Oh.
So, you know, it may have been in a Spitfire, an aeroplane like that. It might have been flown in the Battle of Britain.
Oh,
Who
wow.
knows? So it's actually quite a historical little thing.
The boy's done well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I like it.
Craig and Tim forked out £270 on their 5 lots.
Robert, there's something I want to show you.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to try and not touch it so that I don't
That's
give
the
away what it is. Yes. See if you can work this out.
It sort of does a whistle.
A bird caller. It's a novelty item. People do like novelty.
Oh.
They've only paid £20 for
Yeah.
it. I think it will make them some profit. It could
I'm
fly.
kind of annoyed. It could fly.
Today's man with the gavel in his hand is Ben Gamble. Let's get his expert opinion on our duo's lots.
This lot's fantastic. Love tokens from sort of the early part of the 19th century. I've never seen any of these in the flesh. So to me, these are quite rare. Condition, yes, you know, it's a little bit sort of torn, a little bit taped together in parts, but I think this is probably my favourite item out of all the things that have come in. I've got real high hopes for this. The Black Swan sign, it's vying with the Love Tokens as probably which one's my favourite. It's a real interiors decorators piece.
Bidders are poised in the room, online and on the phone. So, without further ado, let the auction commence.
Goodness me, look at these stylish
These
chairs.
I rather like these. I'd have bought one of these if I'd seen one.
Look at these.
Oh,
First item up is the bird caller. To wit or to woo?
We'll start the bidding at £10 for it. At
That's a low
£10 I
start.
bid,
Come on.
12 on the net at £12. At 15 bid, you're out on the
Keep
net
going.
at £15 away. At 18 on the net, you're out of the back. Internet bidder and selling at £18.
Craig, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
don't worry. What's the most that's ever been lost?
Oh, hundreds.
We may get the record.
We'll get there, Bob. We'll get there.
Next up, the pub sign.
What did you pay for it?
130.
Oh, 130. Sorry,
Have you been drinking?
30 in the room.
30 in the room. We've got 30.
2, 5, 8, 40.
40.
It's climbing slowly.
5, 50.
Oh, they're keen.
5, 60.
Ah, but it keeps going up.
If fresh money, 70.
Oh, yes. We like fresh money.
5, 80. No, it's 80 in the centre. All done. Finished and going at £80.
Uh-oh, last orders at the Black Swan. Time, gentlemen, please.
We're secretly quite happy, though, aren't we? Really?
I'm chuffed.
Can the profit tide turn with Craig and Tim's cruet set?
Bids are in at £18.
Come on,
I was going to say 80 then.
5A at £18 bid 20, 2, 5, 8, 30 in the room. I'm out.
Come on, keep going.
At £30,
Oh,
the money
no.
bid there at £30. Are we 2 or not?
Yes, please.
At £30, we're selling. All done at £30.
I'm sorry.
Ah, that cruet set's not cutting the mustard.
Do you know what? It's not you. It's not you, it's the buyers.
Yeah.
It's the market.
Let's blame the public.
Up for sale now is Robert and Izzy's Spitfire clock.
£70.
Oh, straight in.
5A at 70 and bid 5 in the room. 80.
Well done.
90.
Oh my God, we've made some money. I can't believe it.
At £90 I'm bid 5.
Keep going.
At £90 it's on the net and no mistake. Are we all done?
Let's have another one.
Selling there at £90.
Wow.
Well done.
Wow, that's amazing.
Fourth time's a charm, as they don't say. £20 profit, eh?
Well done, Bobby Llewellyn.
Well, I can spot a bargain, Craig. You know me.
The WMF bowl stand is next.
20, 2, 5,
We've got a long way to go.
8, 30,
Oh, it's going up fast.
32, 35, 38,
Oh my God, it
40,
keeps going up.
Keep going.
45, 50, thank you, sir.
Well done.
Oh, there we go. New money coming in.
Come on.
You're out on the net, it's in the room. Any more, we sell and done there at 5.
Oh, here we go.
On my left at 55, are we
55.
sure? We're selling there, left side at £55.
That's painful. That is painful.
The bidders were far from bowled out, it would seem.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm sorry. I can't believe it.
Making me look bad in front of my pal.
Next item under the hammer is the wing compass.
I think we're all a bit divided on that.
It's here to sell. £10 bid. 12 in the room. At £12 bid at £12, 15 if we like. At 12 bid 15. 18. No, it's in the room at £18. £18 bid. And selling there at £18.
There you go. Well done.
Well done,
£4.
you.
That's another one of your choices.
Yes.
That's made profit.
576 now.
Sorry. I'm going into business immediately, buying up all the tat that no one else wants.
Welcome to Robert Llewellyn, fine tat dealers. Now it's Craig and Tim's horseshoe-shaped Vesta case.
We'll start at £18.
18.
Bid 20.
20.
What did you pay?
£50 we paid.
2. At 22. 5. At £25 bid.
Come on,
So
more than that.
It says 8.
It's worth more
At
than
25
that.
it's here to sell.
More than that.
All done there at 28. 30. At 30.
Come on, sir. It's only money.
On my left. Goes at £30.
30. Well, I thought horseshoes were lucky, but
Yeah.
Not that one.
not that one.
That one was upside down.
Some lucky bidders got themselves a bargain there, eh?
That one just kicked us in the spuds.
Can the Tudrick vase add a little vroom to the room?
£30. At £30, I'm bid on commission bid at £30. Who would like to? At £30, bid 2, thank you, 5. 38. I'm out. It's in the room there. At £38, I'm bid. Centre of the room to sell. At £38.
Stop.
I forbid.
Sorry, guys.
Uh-oh, it's another loss.
Oh dear. I can't even look at you, is it? I'm so ashamed.
It's Tim and Craig's final lot, the silver cigarette case.
Bids will start us there at £35. 605.
Come on.
At £35. Come on.
It's a good starting price.
If you like, seems cheap. At
It does. It does seem cheap. Come on, that's ridiculous.
38.
40.
40.
He says no at £40 on my
Right.
We're selling a no mistake.
Don't sell it.
£40 it goes, selling at 40.
A career in tatters. Over before it began.
I'm sorry. I've said sorry quite a lot.
Don't you worry.
Any chance of a profit has gone up in smoke.
Difficult come, easy go.
Not 607, the ring.
Lastly, we have Robert and Izzy's love token.
Commission bids are in at £55. Not 615.
How much?
£55.
70. 70. It's in the room at 70.
Well
Four
done.
net at 70. 5, 80, 5, 90. I've got the room at 95.
I mean, they were stunning.
Yeah.
It's still in the room at 120, 130, 140 on the net.
Brilliant.
150, 160,
Wow. Wow.
170, 180, 180, 190, 200. At £200. 210, still going 220. At 220 bit. At £220, you're all out in the room and I shall sell. Hold on. On the net at 230 bid. 240.
Wow, it keeps going up.
Still going at 240. Wow. On the net at 240.
Well done. Congratulations.
Go for it then,
£240.
There was a whole lot of love in the room for that lot.
Well, look, anyway, our lots are over. Let's go and calculate the depth of my humiliation.
It's time to total up and declare a winner. Craig and Tim started their trip with £400. After auction costs, they made a loss of just under £130, giving them a total of £271.86p. Robert and Izzy have, however, made a profit. After sale room fees, they've earned just over £60, giving them a total of £463.12, with all the final profits going to children in need.
Go on, engage smug mode.
There's a little bit of smug mode there, sir. I can't believe it. I am really blown away by that. I just thought we didn't have a hope.
I think you did really well. Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah.
No, well done, Craig. You did really well. You had expert help all the way down.
Sorry.
And thank you, Izzy. You were brilliant.
Oh, you're welcome.
You were really good. Thanks.
I'm not hugging you.
Oh, come on.
It's been fun, fun, fun in the sun, sun, sun.
And they're off.
Well, not only do you win, it's actually stopped raining.
I know. What's wrong with the world? Well, that was amazing for it to keep that one item for all of us, really, that kept going up and up and up, way beyond anything I expected.
I tell you what, good road trip though, eh?
Brilliant, yeah, really good fun.
I know I said it stopped raining, but Robert, you won. It's still raining in my heart.
See ya.